Gunnedah. Goannas, it is Gunnedah set to get first use of the ball. 25-minute matches, no half-time break. And when a try is scored, we do see the two sides changing ends. James Preston and Mitch Walkerton with you in commentary. And Mitch, these two sides, pretty good start so far, especially for the Central Coast Dolphins.
Yeah, it looks like it does, James. The Central Coast have won 3 games, lost 2 so far. And Gunnedah have had 1 draw. They've had a couple of losses, so we're hoping to get a nice close game with plenty of tries.
Well, whoever is controlling the music at the moment, I have some choice words for them. They put on Baby Shark. I don't know why, especially when you consider it's dolphins out here, unless we start acting like marine animals are just smaller versions of other ones. I have many questions, Mitch Walker.
I'm gonna leave it with no comments.
What can you comment on this? Unfortunately, the referees are also having a dance. Stop it down there on the sideline. Let's focus on the touch footy here. So this one should be a cracking fixture. The work to do for the Gunnedah Goannas, who are looking for their first victory with their 6th start. And of course, for the Central Coast side, they want to keep progressing their way up the ladder. They're not too far behind in terms of points from the Walls End Wolves. A win here would really put them in good stead as time is blown on, and we are underway here at Dubbo with the Gunnedah Goannas getting first use of the ball, and immediately they send it wide here through Nash Carleon. Still an option here with Nash Carleon. Well watched in defence. The opposite number, Xavier McNeil, makes the touch. And that's a loose pass to begin with. So they started well, just a little bit of panic as they got to that 7-metre mark.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a good touch there from the coast winger. We rolled the Goanna boy, we've got player down everywhere. Rolled the ball a little bit close to the try line, and as a result, it was an easy turnover. We've got a bit of flow here from the Dolphins as they come out of the box.
Here is Beattie dropping it down as they pick it up and have a scoot themselves. Herring getting very close to the line. The Goannas were watching, waiting, and ultimately making the touch.
Yeah, that was good defence there from the Goannas. They just rolled back, didn't panic, and were able to make the touch.
So Gunnedah working it towards their substitutions box. Let's see what the transition is like. It's a pretty smooth one overall, so that's good signs here early on for the Goannas. So they pop it back towards the middle now. Frey operating through that central passage. A good touch is made there from the Dolphins. Now White, the cutout pass. Big dummy. Play on is the call. Last, though, for the Goannas, and they are caught with it.
Yeah, they were, but they made it all the way down to the try line. There's a state of confusion here. No dummy half, a bit of pointing, hands on heads. Coach Luke Moffat won't be overly thrilled with that, but here's a good run from the winger.
Yeah, McNeil picking up good metres, but going beyond the mark, so he'll have to go back there and play it. A bit of a nervy start for both sides, it's fair to say.
Yeah, well, the boys, big game on the TV with Bar TV. And
oh, here we go, though. They've popped the pass over the top. Nothing nervy about that. Caleb Lewis with oodles of pace. He burns them on the outside. Try time and a big celebration too. Why not? Central Coast lead.
Yep, very, very fast, Caleb Lewis. He has speed to burn. I actually know his father, who is as slow as a cart horse. His son, very, very fast. Great try there for the Dolphins.
Well, evidently the speed genes have been passed down through the mother's side in that particular family. The touch comes across here from Payne. Up to meet them. This time is Houghton. Oh, the big goose step comes out as well from Chaffee. Pop it back to the middle now. Gurney. Picked up from Smallwood to Chaffee. Back to Gurney. Slowing it down. Touch is made about 10 away from the try line. Wrapping around, changing the angles. It's nice to see here from the Goannas. Just asking a few questions of the defensive line.
Yeah, they are. They're moving the middles around, which is good to see. I'd like to see a sweeper here, or let's see what they've got up their sleeves.
Chaffee accelerates from a standing start. And then it's caught right on the last here. So back to the 7-metre mark he goes. Unfortunately, they won't have a strike dump to work with. See if they can conjure up something. They opt for the little wraparound, but the pressure was coming from the Dolphins. And ultimately, it doesn't amount to much.
No, not the greatest end to the set. And they better be careful with regards to not flicking the ball away. The refs like penalising got to hand the ball straight back. So he's rucking it up with George Houghton, latching on.
Good meters there from Houghton as Poole also arrives into the action. And now Cooper Smith releases here for Briggs. Briggs, good motion about his footwork. Oh, lovely step as well in the act of catching the ball there from Liam Allen. Last play now for the Central Coast Dolphins. Briggs threatens to link back up on the inside. No one falling for that dummy, though. The world's slowest dummy, as it would appear.
Yeah, but they're happy to turn the ball over far side, and they're going to say, Gunnedah, if you want to. Oh, there's a...
That's exactly what you're calling for there, Mitch Walker.
Absolutely. Make a bit of pressure, see if they can get a repeat set, and now, no, we've got a penalty. Shooter has gone early. So they're still on the 7 metre line. They've still got a bit of work to do to get to their box and make it downfield. Let's see how they go.
So around about 5 minutes have passed here. The early lead is with the Central Coast Dolphins, but the Gunnedah Goannas with the ball here. However, they've given it away in possession. They thought it was going to be play on for their side. Instead, the Dolphins will get really good field position here to start their set.
Yeah, they will. That was a little forward pass out of dummy half. It happens a lot in all teams, where the person who's running just overruns the mark and you get a small little forward pass.
Briggs and now to Smith, who's caught on the 7. These two have looked dangerous in the opening exchanges here against the Goannas. Briggs drops it down. Smith, Briggs, here they come. Oh, Briggs had options all over the place. Decided the best one was to take it himself. And Ethan Briggs got to ground very quickly and secures the second try for the Dolphins.
Very, very nice little quickie play there from Briggs. Picked up, summed up the situation. I think you're right. I think he could have passed to the wing or he could have dived. Early in the tackle count, it's always good to see the kids dive at the try line, and he's rewarded with a really good try.
You're 100% right. It's just about asking questions of the defence and seeing what they're up for.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you haven't played this team before, let's sort of find out how they like to defend, what they want to do. So ask some questions, and then the coaching staff, whoopsie, we've got an error there from the winger. But the coaching staff get the chance to have a look, and then they can adjust and give the guys some, boys and girls, some advice with regards to what moves they want to run to try and capitalise.
So good movement here from the Central Coast Dolphins as they march up the Dubbo Council fields here. Beautiful conditions to play touch footy on. However, it has come unstuck on that occasion. So the Gunnedah Goannas with a chance to work it away from their own end. They trail 2 tries to nil on the ISC Apparel scoreboard, and they've gone for 6 there and fallen over. And geez, I think that's a little bit unlucky. I thought he managed to keep his hands on the ball in the process.
Yeah, I think he did. It was the world's biggest sidestep that he stepped himself. But I thought he still had his hand on the ball. But anyway, we'll always go with the ref's call.
Well, that was very reminiscent of Benji Marshall in one of his first games up against the Broncos back in about 2003 with those ridiculous sidesteps that actually looked like he was fooling himself more than anyone else.
Yep.
Here they come, the Dolphins. 2 tries to nil, though, with about 19 minutes remaining here in this one. Ball is rolled. Last play here. They come at pace, and they get to ground quickly again, but this time they were waiting for him. It was Carleon who made the try-saving touch.
Yep, very nice touch there. Nate Herring not too happy there. There wasn't a lot of urgency with regards to the put-down, but hang on, we're away from dummy half.
Off they go
and off
now.
He goes, and there's Lewis. Gobbles him up.
The problem is, as you mentioned, though, it is from dummy half, so unfortunately Lewis is going to have to turn this one over back into the hands of the Central Coast side. A great chase there from Caleb Lewis.
Yeah, he came from the far side. We've got an aggressive touch there, James. That's what it was.
Forceful touch. Just pushing to the side.
Yeah, you've got to make sure you're careful with that, fellas. So another good call there from the ref.
I think it's important to note as well, a lot of people look at touch football as a non-contact sport, but it's literally in the name. It is touch football. You're certainly making contact. We don't mind a little bit of extra in the touch, but there is that fine line between controlled aggression and then forceful touches.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly in the younger age groups as well, where it's all about inclusivity and making sure that everyone's playing.
I think they've been done for 7 on the field here, so they'll come back to halfway. Yes, it is indeed 7 on the field there for the Gunnedah Goannas. That's a bit of a coach killer, unfortunately, for Matthew Brady. He won't be particularly happy with that.
No, it's a good field position to start the set, and unfortunately turning it over. So it's going to give the Dolphins boys a chance to get down to the 7 and put on another play here.
And then to add insult to injury, march to further 10 metres for a bit of back chat off.
I think you'll be looking at a quickie here for Briggs, the 7.
So keep our eyes on him. Briggs pops out of that play, and now Paul comes at them at speed. They're going to call this one back as well, I think. So the sideline official is saying it's forward. Overruled by our main official, it is a try for Xavier McNeil.
Yep, just don't worry about anything that I say with running a quickie. They run the Cindy play. Great 3-on-2. Lovely pass and great hands from the winger to put it down. That was a really nicely constructed try there from the Dolphins.
Good work as well from the main official, who said, I had clear eyes on that particular play. In my opinion, it was all backwards, and sticking with the call, we like to see referees backing themselves.
Absolutely we do. Well, that's got to be a penalty. That's too hard. You're talking about, touch and how hard some of the touches are. That was clearly too aggressive with regards to his touch, and absolutely deserved the penalty.
It's incredible too, at the Premier League men's level, you can certainly hear the contact itself when they do collide. It gets very close at times to actual tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. As you get to more senior and the men's and the higher levels, absolutely a lot more aggressive, because teams want to, dominate and win the ruck or win the bend. But certainly for under 14 boys, we don't need to sort of see that.
So around about 15 remaining here as they are off for the prize now. A big scything run here from Xander Payne. Payne goes all the way up through the middle, and he does mount oodles of pain here on the Gunnedah Goannas. Another try on the board, 4-0 for the Dolphins, who are swimming.
Yes, they are, James. That was a simple try where he was just rucking downfield, and he put the jets on, and Xander Payne goes coast to coast.
Coast to coast for the Central Coast, and they are coasting. 4-0 here. The Goannas with a lot of work to do. They do have time on their side, though. We're only about 10 minutes into this one. Has gone along at a rapid pace, though, I've got to say, Mitch.
Time flies when you're having fun. There we are. I think they're in.
Oh, I think he's dropped in the process of scoring, though. And there was also a touch, I believe, just in time. So he's actually quite lucky that touch has been made. Otherwise, the changeover was coming.
Yep, good touch over there from Lewis.
So I head back towards the middle. It's close to being a forceful touch there from Herring, but that's right on that boundary line. He's trying to assert his dominance in the ruck itself. And a changeover now for the Central Coast Dolphins.
It's good to see Gunnedah diving at the line, though, asking questions of the coast. I think it's the first time we've seen them diving. Well, that's over the mark.
Spot on there. Houghton pinged for that one. So changeover coming for the Gunnedah Goannas, who are still searching for their first victory of the tournament so far. 5 previous matches, the 1 draw and 4 losses. Central Coast Dolphins have been pretty good form, though. 3 wins, 2 losses themselves. So they step off the right foot here through Tyler Scott. Wider still. Play it. Scott in an acting half, and now finds Mace Frey. Frey inside the 7. Back to the mark. He'll take it. Standing tall in defence so far in this set are the Central Coast Dolphins. Last play now. Frey with the flick pass. Not a bad one either. It nearly fooled them. And they will get another set to work with. He's not happy about it either, Nate Herring.
Big dog Nate Herring not happy with the decision. Remonstrating there with the referee, which he can't do.
Oh, and he's hurt himself there too. Herring was an awkward touch for him. Luckily for the Dolphins, with a man down, they did have a bit of a rough pass there from the Gunnedah Goannas, and that could be rather serious here, unfortunately, for Herring. He pulled out of that attempted touch very shakily, and he's clutching at the ankle in the background. So our thoughts are with Nate and his family at this point. Hopefully he'll get the attention he requires, but we'll stick with the action here with the Central Coast Dolphins. Big dummy, and picking up an extra few metres as Briggs comes up the field and over halfway. Pass is popped here from Allen.
We've got 7 on the field here.
Yeah, so both sides have been pinged for this one in the past couple of minutes. So good chance here now for the Gunnedah Goannas to put on a raid of their own. Frey with the big right foot step, nearly fooled them. To the middle they go. Tyler Scott. Touch is made there from Tillot. Frey Stopping on a dime is White. Frey once more to the centre. All good footwork. Big dummy. Through they go. It's beautiful play. Tyler Scott has ripped them to pieces like a paper mache product.
Yep, really well done from Scott there. He big dummy, no shutdown there from the middle, and he was rewarded with a good try. So well done to the Goannas.
So 4-1. That margin is not insurmountable, Mitch. They trail by just 3. There's still 12 minutes to go.
12 minutes in this sort of format is an eternity. It's all about momentum. You can go bang, bang, bang very, very easily in these type of tournaments. So if Central Coast think that they can just stop running, they've got another thing coming.
Here's Briggs picking it up. He's certainly not thinking about stopping the run on the intercept. Nearly came. It could have gone either way. Whoever took it was off for the prize. Henderson stepped up to try and take it, and ultimately it spilled out of the hands of McNeil. They're going to say there was a little touch there, though, from Henderson, I think.
Maybe why it was so difficult for them to catch.
Well, here is Briggs, who's looking to make them pay straight away, and they do so this time around. Liam Allen goes in with no one anywhere near him. 5 tries to 1. They worked that very nicely, the Dolphins.
Yeah, very exact same setup as Briggs's earlier try. Open side quickie, picked up. I think he could have scored himself, but unselfishly passed it out to Allen, who gets himself on the scorer's sheet.
So 5-1 as the Goannas once more find themselves with a 4-try margin and also
another forward pass. Yep, another forward pass there. Coaches talk about the 1%ers, the forward passes, the 7 on the field, standing square. They're all the literal coach killers, is what I'm trying to say, that really stifle momentum.
Mitch, I hope they're not literal. We'll need to bring out the CPR mechanisms and the defibrillators if that's the case.
Yeah, you're right. It's good to see number 4, Herring, back on the field. He's pointing traffic like a traffic controller.
Here he is. The ankle doesn't seem to be affecting him now. Lovely little sleight of hand on that pass. Well, he disguised it beautifully, looked long, went short, straight through the gap. The Dolphins get their 6th.
Yeah, very, very nice. Very nice ball skills there. I too thought he was going to bomb right to left. A little pump fake. Hits Beattie, who slides over for another Dolphins try. But it did come on the back of another error.
So the Goannas just compounding their woes at the moment with those areas you're talking about, Mitch, as they head upfield now through Smallwood. There's an option out wide here. The little bobble. Had to release, surely.
Bad luck, bad luck. But they're creating opportunities, but the winger was screaming for it there and would have been a certain try.
Great little one-handed pick-up. They flooded over
here
the
we
top.
go.
They're off
Here
again
he
here.
goes.
The Dolphins
Shut
are
the
away.
gate.
They're not going to catch him. He's got oodles of pace. Central Coast twice in the one match have gone the length of the field. This time it's Caleb Lewis, and Lewis is loving that one.
Yep, a really nice read there from the winger, and he has wheels. He is very, very quick. No one was catching him. So we've got some high fives and post-try celebrations and all that other stuff that the young fellas do, James.
Well, the boys know they are on the camera here for all of our live streaming, thanks to Bar TV. Great that you can join us on New South Wales Touch Football, live and exclusive coverage of the Junior State Cup Northern Conference, thanks to Guzman and Gomez. As they step away here through Chafee. And all of a sudden, that really has blown out. We talked about momentum, Mitch. At one point, only a few minutes ago, it was 4-1. Now we see 7-1 for the Dolphins.
Yep. I was just making sure he was okay. Yeah, exactly right, James. Completed their sets, put pressure on. And I reckon they can smell blood in the water here at the Dolphins. They'll bend their backs, run hard, and be looking to put more tries on.
So the Dolphins working off their own line with Briggs. He's had a big match himself. He pops in at acting half now. Supplies a short ball here, allowing for easy meters up the field, and then follows up with a great drive himself. Here come the Dolphins working this set beautifully. It's Cooper Smith who rolls it back now for Briggs. Briggs still running away from them. First marker was offside, so play on is the call. Once more they link up with Lewis. Lewis with the dancing feet. What about the put down? But I think he may have gone into touch there. Lewis, though, was acrobatic. Beautiful attempted put down.
Great touch there from the Gunnedah boy, but spectacular put down.
He still had control on that too for mine. Briggs now to Smith. Smith with a cut-out ball. Plucked it out of thin air. Stepping off the right foot in one motion. Xavier McNeil, take a bow. That's beautiful wing play.
Yep, a lovely little underline there from the wing play. A very good call also from the Gunnedah boy. The ref said, did you make the touch? Our sport thrives on honesty. And he said, no, I did not make the touch. So well done to the Gunnedah boy, showing good sportsmanship. But that's another nice try. And yeah, 4 tries in 4 minutes, James.
And it's really gotten away from them here, unfortunately, for the Goannas, who haven't stopped trying, it must be said. When they've had the ball, they've looked reasonably sharp. It's just that the Dolphins are unstoppable at the moment. Here they come, though, the Goannas. What about this little run? A couple of big dummies evading them. Plenty of pace, but they've just got the touch at the death, and he's absolutely spewing there, Lachlan Gurney.
I thought it was actually ball down. So bad luck. Hopefully he'll set up for another one and get a crack here.
So Smallwood thought it was going to be a play the ball. They feigned it well and actually worked an extra set here. So sometimes we see players pull out of the touch trying to work exactly that. And it worked there for the Gunnedah Goannas as Scott plays it. At first receiver again, they're wrapping around. It's a real mix-up. They're off again here, though. The Dolphins out of one touch and then through another one. In fact, they've made the first one here on Liam Allen. I think if that was Caleb Lewis, no one comes near him.
No, I think he would have gone coast to coast. But anywho, hang on, what have we got here?
Oh, I think they've done an incorrect play the ball in the process. Yes, they have. So they won't even get a chance to try and launch a full-length raid here. With about 5 minutes remaining, it is the Gunnedah Goannas who get good field position, about 7 away from the try line, and they're really opting for a short side raid. They do a good job of the 2. They get it down. You can't deny him this time. Gurney is in for the Gunnedah Goannas second.
A very unusual move that I haven't seen much of. But you had 2 players sweeping down a very narrow blindside after the winger made the touch. He was never onside to get back onside, and I think they've been rewarded with a good little try there, the Goannas. So well done, boys. 8-2. You think that might be a bit of a, one-sided affair. It certainly has been end-to-end, and it's really only been the last 5 minutes that the Dolphins have really got on top.
Well, it reminds me a little bit of soccer. Both sides can have 10 shots on target, but it all matters about how many they actually capitalise on. Yeah. And the Goannas have certainly had their chances.
Yep, no, exactly right.
So here are the Dolphins, though. Herring, it's good to see, is still out there, and he's definitely recovered from that little ankle roll he had earlier in the match. I go short side again here for Houghton. He's only small, but that's exactly what was required for that particular job, like a Jack Russell burrowing to get the Rats. He gets the try.
There he goes, little Georgie. Massive step off the right, off the punish play. Dives between the middle and the link, and he's rewarded with a try, and he's throwing high fives, and that'll make the socials, no doubt.
Well, he's the most diminutive member of the team, but he's got huge courage about him, and that's a big play there from Houghton.
Yeah, it's another great thing about our sport, James. Our sport caters for, kids of all shapes and sizes. You don't have to be a certain body type. You can be tall, you can be shorter, you can be, let's say, wider. Everyone can participate.
And be just like me and eat your weight in burgers. And I must say I do love an Anonymous burger all the way back in Sydney with the double banger they call it. It's got 2 lots of bacon, 2 lots of beef and 2 lots of cheese. It's not healthy, but it does taste very good.
Sounds like a heart attack on a plate.
Mate, I actually order, if I go and get chicken salt on my chips, I actually ask for heart attack chicken salt. It's the only way it actually gets through to people, that I want extra chicken salt.
Just lay it on.
Lay it on, baby. But as Mitch is saying, it doesn't really matter where you're from, what your colour, creed, anything. The way you approach touch footy, it's completely up to you, and you can join your local club by heading to playtouchfooty.com. As Jolliffe makes that touch on Powell. So the 2 little number 1s colliding their last play here. As once more, Houghton is out there. He's dangerous, we know that much. Oh, Houghton with a big left foot step this time, Freddie Fittler style. But they're ready to meet him, and they stop him just in time. So around about 2 minutes to go, 9-2 in favour of the Central Coast. They're not giving up on this one, though, the Goannas.
No, it's great to see. They're still running hard. They're still trying to score tries. It'd be good if they can put another try on here in the next 2.5 minutes, James.
Towards halfway they go. And Smith is there to meet them for the touch. Last play now for the Goannas. Smallwood promotes the footy onto Gurney. Gurney with the dancing feet, trying to operate through the middle. Oh, he evades another touch here. It's great footwork from Gurney, but he gives up in the end and just flings it to ground. Well, I'll tell you what, if there's a moment to go viral from the tournament, I want that to be it. He said, you know what, this is too hard.
That'll do me.
Ball
Just
to ground.
flick it away.
Terrific stuff from Gurney. That's made me very happy.
Very good touch there from number 13.
That is Gurney
again.
Oh, there we go. He's given up with the ball in hand, but not in defence.
No.
Here is Herring. Gets it. First play off the ruck, off the left foot. Herring. The long floating pass straight into the arms of the winger for the Goannas. It was a pass thrown more in hope than anything, and Hamish Henderson was good enough to pick it off.
Very nice read there from the winger. Get up there and grab that ball. We've got another forward pass here. So with 90 seconds to go, will the Dolphins try and get their 10th try?
I love double digits. They've certainly put on a few so far in this tournament with their 3 wins coming into this match.
Well,
definitely hasn't been a problem for them.
For and against might come into it. You know, if they've lost a couple of games, you never know how they're going to...
Oh, and there we go. Beautifully worked. Billy Carpenter nails that one. It's 10-2. And that now takes the total amount of tries that they've scored in this tournament to 35. Coming into this one, it was 25-24, so they were very much neck and neck in terms of attack and defence. We know they can put on a try, but they have been a little bit leaky throughout the tournament. They've definitely tightened up their defence in this game, though, the Central Coast side.
Yeah, no, they have, and a differential of +8 will certainly help them in the event that they do have a tie with other teams come finals time.
Let's not forget as well the Central Coast Goannas, pretty close to them on the ladder, but at full time here, it is Central Coast getting the double digits. 10 tries to 2, a victory over Gunnedah. And coming up next, we move to the 18 girls division now. This one should be a red-hot fixture. 2 of the top sides in this division. Central Coast Dolphins taking on Newcastle City. All the action in 5 minutes' time here on Bar TV and New South Wales Touch Football.
We do remind everybody, as you are making your way around the venue, there is to be no smoking or vaping within the confines of any of the playing area. We do ask that if you are wanting to have a smoke or a vape, that you do move away wholly from the venue, please.
Play fast.